Breaking news tonight. Shock in one Prince George's County neighborhood after a 71-year-old woman was killed in Landover, Maryland. Investigators say the two family members are now charged in her murder. Dave Laval joins us live from the scene along Hill Road. Dave, the shocking part of this is it appears the victim knew the suspects quite well.
Good evening, Ben. And yeah, people who knew Margaret Craig told me off camera she was a nice lady and would take time out to talk to you if she saw you. They're now stunned and shocked to hear the people accused of Craig's death are her daughter and granddaughter.
Once again, L1 to Woodstock Ambulance to the crew, respond for an adult female fallen. Unable to ambulate. The Robbins resident, 11 Chester Street. Repeating to Woodstock Ambulance to the crew.
Today, we will be in Landover, Maryland, a suburb that is about 22 minutes outside of Washington, D.C. Landover is an unincorporated community that is in Prince George County, Maryland. It has a population of about 26,000 people. Landover is home to FedEx Field, which the NFL's Washington Commanders have played at since the opening in 1997. In May 2023, a horrific incident played out in Landover, Maryland, where a grandmother lost her life, and now her family members are facing charges in connection with her unaliving. And according to authorities, it is one of the worst cases they have ever saw. Everything unfolded when a male family member of Margaret Craig, 71, would call 911 to do a welfare check because he had not been able to reach her for some time. Officers went to the house on Hill Road in Landover just after 1:30 p.m. on June 2nd, 2023, and Margaret's daughter answered the door. According to police, she allowed them into the residence and gave permission for the cops to conduct a search. When the officers made it down to the basement, they immediately knew something was off. Now, what I'm about to describe, according to the police report, may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. Now that the police made it to the basement of the home, the first thing they noticed was the smell of decomposition, and they observed body fluids and tissues on the floor near 3 white plastic trash bags. Officers observed an open trash bag with what appeared to be brain matter. Allegedly, Margaret Craig's body was finally found. Law enforcement would inform, cut into pieces, stuffed in a trash bag in the basement of her own home. A knife was found on the basement floor, and police will find a chainsaw covered in body fluids, plus cutting utensils, cleaning material, and body fluids were spattered throughout the basement where the bag of human remains was located. Police would then get a warrant authorized search and allegedly recover several items said to be relevant in the case, including that chainsaw with human remains on it. A neighbor would come to speak with the police and said that on May 27th, they saw Margaret's daughter's 44-year-old Candace Craig and Margaret's granddaughter, 19-year-old Celia Hardy, near a small fire in the bushes behind the house, burning what they believed to be human remains. Police later located the burn site. Candace and Celia would be taken in, and the detectives would then get more details, and it would be determined that Margaret most likely met her harsh demise on May 23rd. The chainsaw and a barbecue grill were involved, and evidence of a motive according to Prince George County authorities. 2 unaliving charges will be put on Margaret's daughter, Candace, and come to find out, her daughter Celia ended up being a big help with this happening. Celia, who was also charged with accessory after the fact for both counts of unaliving, allegedly, Celia told police that the initial attack was fueled by a credit card fraud allegation. Just a day later, she would come home and discover her grandmother's remains in a blue bin in her bedroom, and her mother, Candace, allegedly was able to enlist Celia to help her cover up the crime. The two of them began to dismember Margaret with a chainsaw and tried to burn the remains on a grill and in a fire in the backyard, according to police reports.
Prince George's County Police believe 44-year-old Candace Craig killed her mother, 71-year-old Margaret Craig, back on May 23rd. The following day, her daughter, 19-year-old Celia Hardy, is said to have helped her mother try to get rid of the remains. Officers responded to Craig's home along Hill Road Friday for a welfare check. Police said they received a 911 call from someone who had not heard from Craig for several days. Investigators told us Candace Craig answered the door and allowed the officers in the home. They smelled something decomposing when they went to the basement and found the remains.
Celia allegedly waived her Miranda rights to implicate her mother in the crime. The mother, however, denied any involvement whatsoever, the charging documents would note. They were both ordered held without bond. Prosecutors reportedly said the state of the victim's body will make it a challenge for an autopsy to determine exactly how she passed and is still considered missing because she was unidentifiable. This is definitely cruel and unusual punishment and some Jeffrey Dahmer behavior. When I did some research about their relationship as mother and daughter and granddaughter, I personally did not find anything that would have led me to believe that the daughter and granddaughter would do something like what they did. I mean, Candace's mother is all over her social accounts, and she was always giving her mother praise. On Mother's Day, she would write on Facebook, "Happy Mother's Day to the #1 woman in my life. I hope you have an awesome and peaceful day. I don't get to say it every day, but I love you very much to the moon and back." It truly looks like they enjoy life together as a mother and daughter. The charges she is being accused of are definitely heinous. Then, to add insult to injury, you would ask your 19-year-old daughter to help you, allegedly. It's very, very sad. I bet she was scared to death of her mother after that and did not know what to do because as soon as she was able, it looks like she spilled all the beans. How could a mother allow her child to crash out like that? It's just not human, and no child, and yes, I said a child because she is still only 19, should be pressured into such an act. However, I am still very upset that Celia did not run for the hills and tell authorities ASAP. I can't even put my head around or even think about what they did truly, and will not open up my mind to that trauma.
Craig is charged with first and second-degree murder, while Hardy is charged with accessory after the fact. Both remain in the custody of the Corrections Department. The Office of the Chief Medical Examiner is working to confirm the victim's identity, along with the cause of death. Investigators are still trying to determine a motive. Neighbors told us they never saw any problems with the family. Police ask you call them if you have any information, or you may call Crime Solvers if you wish to remain anonymous. We're live in Landover. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Miss Margaret, I'm so sorry that the ones you love did you this way, and my thoughts are with every single person involved with this case. Family, friends, co-workers, detectives, police, attorneys, etc. Because either people are very torn apart about what happened to their loved one, or they experienced it firsthand, and it sounds so horrible to even say, but they had to go and collect Miss Margaret in multiple locations. That had to be hard on them, even for the toughest cops or detectives. So please comment your thoughts and prayers for this family in their difficult time, and hit that like button to share to make your people aware. And as always, remember, stay woke. Things change quickly.